Alright, what's up people of the world? It's me again, Alex Swimmer, aka AP3 Jumped, and I made a bit of we'll call it an I made a big fucking boo-boo. For my most recent My Little Pony review, the 246 Great, and there's not really a way to say that title without sounding cheesy, by the way, unless you're Tony the Tiger. But I accidentally uploaded the wrong clip for the damn video because I uploaded a pretty much a blooper clip that lasted only 5 seconds, and I didn't even realize what the hell I did until I was adding custom thumbnails to my videos just now. And so that means I have to re-record the whole entire video again because I don't have access to that file anymore because I deleted it to make up extra space. So, yeah. So I'm going to talk about this episode again, and so I just want to say the general consensus for this episode. I believe this is the first episode in season 9 that is pretty much considered across the board. I feel the same exact way because, I was expecting every episode in season 9 to be top tier material, but I guess not. I guess we were all just a little bit foolish for thinking that. So, yeah, what's this episode about? Well, it's another episode that revolves around the buckball sport. It's like the third or fourth episode that's done that, and it's about unlike other episodes, this episode isn't actually about an actual buckball game. Actually, that's sort of in the background. The actual plot of the episode is that Twilight enlists the help of Rainbow Dash to set up a cheer squad for their buckball team. So, by the way, I gotta say, I've always liked the buckball sport. I think it was introduced in season 7 or it was either season 7 or 8. I can't exactly remember for some reason, but it might have been as early as season 7. But I gotta say, even though I'm not really a sports person, hold on, someone's calling me. I'll call them back in a second. Anyway, where was I? I gotta say, I do love seeing fictional universes inventing their own sports. Like Quidditch from Harry Potter is a great example, and it's probably the first example I was ever introduced to. It was probably the first fictional sport I was ever introduced to. So even though there's very few sports I watch in real life, I still like seeing that. So anyway, this episode, it's very interesting. It's a very weird premise because Rainbow Dash, she doesn't really care about cheerleading. She cares more about the sport of buckball itself, obviously. I mean, given her character and athleticism. I mean, there is athleticism in cheerleading sometimes. I mean, but that's besides the point. So, yeah, Rainbow Dash, she doesn't really want anything to do with this, but she tries her best to, she gathers this group of, these 2 new characters, I forget their names even still, and some of the members of the Young Six, Yona, Astellas, and Smolder of all people, actually. I'm surprised Silverstream wasn't a part of this, because she's one of the most outgoing characters from the Young Six. I guess Yona would be a close second, so, I don't know. Dr. Wolf pointed that out too. I'm like, yeah, I totally agree with that. Not like I know him in real life or anything, but yeah. So, long story short, Rainbow Dash, she tries her best to teach. She tries to conduct a good little cheerleading routine, and it doesn't really work out. And then it gets so bad at one point where Smolder actually confronts Rainbow Dash about this, and she's like, well, one of the things she says to Rainbow Dash is like, well, you're so passionate about everything that you care about. You were just as passionate as with us. So, Yeah, that's a really that was a really good moment between Rainbow Dash and Smolder. I really do like seeing scenes like that. And so yeah, Rainbow Dash comes to her senses, and then she realizes that even though she doesn't give a crap about cheerleading, she wants to help the people she cares about with it regardless. And even though they lost the game, their cheerleading um, regimen was a success. And so yeah, that's the episode. It wasn't a bad episode by any means, but it wasn't a particularly great one. It wasn't my favorite episode. Like not just overall, but not just from season 9 alone. It's definitely the weakest entry. And there are some standout moments like Celestia doing the Royal Canterlot voice at one point, and Snips and Snails absolutely steal the show. They're some of my favorite background characters / supporting characters. You know, it's funny with episodes like this, in any medium or in any series, a a weak plot can be saved. A weak idea for a premise or a plot can be saved by good dialogue and character interactions, which is what I think saved this episode. And even though it was pretty kind of meh overall, I'm definitely in Rainbow Dash's shoes, where I feel like cheerleading is something I never really I don't know. I've always been indifferent about that sort of phenomenon for like sports events and pep rallies. Parts of it I feel like are cheesy, but then other parts where there's actual athleticism involved, I do see as very impressive. Like the pyramid, for example, that's a very cliche example. But I'm going to end off this video. If you liked the video, let me know what you thought of it. And let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of future videos I make. Stay tuned for more episode reviews of My Little Pony. And stay tuned for my review of Vader Zim, Enter the Florpus. That should be coming up very soon. Anyways, I'm Max Swimmer, aka AB3Jump. Thank you so much for watching until the end. That's it for me, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.